What is going on YouTube? Espresso Shucko here, and today we are talking about Tyranitar's mechanized counterpart, Iron Thorns. So Iron Thorns is a Paradox Pokemon from Pokemon Violet. It is a rock electric typing, and it's kind of cool when you look at dual types and change one of them, because you can just get such a drastically different outcome here. So we go from being rock dark with Tyranitar to rock electric with Iron Thorns. So our breakdown is different. Iron Thorns has a 4 times resistance to flying, 4 regular resistances to electric, fire, normal, and poison, 3 regular weaknesses to fighting, grass, and water, and 1 4 times weakness to ground, whereas Tyranitar has an immunity to psychic, 6 different weaknesses, 6 different resistances, and 1 4 times weakness to fighting. So, how do we do Iron Thorns justice? Well, let's take a look at its stat breakdown first. We have base 100 HP, base 134 attack, 110 defense, 70 special attack, 84 special defense, and 72 speed. How does that compare to the original? We have the exact same HP, attack, and defense. The biggest change here is we lose out on points for special attack and special defense, but we do gain speed. So unfortunately, we do drop from 100 to 84 on the special defense side, but we do gain an extra 11 points into our base speed stat. So we can maybe get away with a Dragonance set on this, because what I was thinking here too is back in the days of X and Y, when Megas were a thing, Mega Tyranitar used to run Dragonance from time to time, and just take a quick note of that speed stat, base 71. So we're actually faster than Mega Tyranitar, which is kind of cool, so we could maybe pull off a Dragonance set. So what I was thinking here is we go Loaded Dice as our held item for Rock Blast, and then we go maybe Dragon Dance here as our setup move. We have some Follow Me or Rage Powder support, or maybe even some Screen support. Maybe you guys want to go Scream Tail and go Noble Roar. Maybe you want to do that. I don't know. That seems like a call to violence, but hey, maybe you want to bring Scream Tail and go for Noble Roar. Anyways, point is, maybe you have some kind of means of setting up some defenses for Iron Thorns. You get off maybe 1 or 2 Dragon Dances. Now we're cooking. What I was thinking for the EV breakdown here is I have almost all of the investment possible for attack with an Adamant Nature here to get up to 202 points. I have 156 EV points into speed to hit a total of 112, and then the rest is just divided up into bulk. What I was thinking here is if we have our +2 speed, we're hitting 224. That outspeeds base 150 speed bonds and less. So that could be pretty good. Or maybe we have a combination. We get 1 Dragon Dance off. We get an extra 101 points at +1. We get an extra 56 points in speed. Maybe we have Tailwind. Point is, we're going to start doing some good damage here. What I was thinking was we go Rock Blast and Loaded Dice. We get a guaranteed 4 or higher on our consecutive hits with the Rock Blast. If you go up against something that's either weak to rock or neutral to rock, chances are we're going to take them out. Best part about this, if they're holding a Focus Sash, this is not a single striking move, therefore Focus Sash is not going to save you. As our second damaging move, I was thinking Ice Punch here. Originally I was thinking Wild Charge, but the problem there is you do get walled out by ground types that don't have a combination of typing that makes you neutral to rock. So I was thinking maybe Ice Punch there just to hit ground types super effectively, and then that way you're not completely walled out. You could do a different Terra type as well. Like maybe you want to run Terra Blast, maybe you want to run Terra Flying, or just something else. You could do something like that. As right now, though, I was thinking maybe we could take advantage of the rock typing for the stab with Rock Blast 2, go Terra Rock, but you could go maybe, say, Terra Flying to get rid of the ground weakness. Maybe you want to run an Earthquake user next to your Iron Thorns. You could do something to that extent. The other thing too is a big difference between Iron Thorns and Tyranitar is Tyranitar does have Sandstream as its ability, so Tyranitar tends to play on sand teams as the main setter. Iron Thorns is not a sand setter by default with its ability, so if you want to play on a sand team with Iron Thorns, you can. You could run it next to Tyranitar, or you could run it maybe next to Hippowdon, and then take advantage of the special defense boosting nature of sand. You could do that, but because you have Quark Drive and you gain that activating by electric terrain, you could run it with or without sand and have it still be viable. Just something to think about. Of course, too, you could also run Booster Energy to activate Quark Drive, or you could just run Pinkerton with the Electric Surge ability, or even just something with Electric Terrain just to get the best of both worlds. Maybe you just bring Electric Terrain, so you activate Quark Drive, get a further attack boost, and now Rock Blast is really just putting dents in things, if not just breaking down the walls. So, rambling about set number 1 aside, let's talk about set number 2. This one's a lot more simpler and straightforward. I was thinking Body Press, Iron Defense with a Terra Fighting type. So that way you can get rid of your 4 times weakness to ground, you gain stab on Body Press, and then you go max defense, max HP, capitalize on that physical bulk. Now Body Press is going to be doing damage based off your defense stat. You've got 178 points right there. 1 Iron Defense gives you a +2 automatically right out of the gate, so Body Press should, in theory, be doing some really good damage. Now, what I was thinking for the rest of this set here, too, is I was thinking Leftovers to get a little bit of passive recovery here, and maybe Dragon Tail as an option for damage. So, why Dragon Tail? Well, Dragon Tail is a base 60 Dragon-type physical attack that forces the target to switch out. Now, Body Press, its biggest flaw is it's a fighting type move. It gets walled out by ghosts. So, you need to run something in conjunction with Body Press. Also, I'm pretty sure I said that word wrong, but anyways, moving on. So, with Dragon Tail, you can maybe get around that by forcing something Iron Thorns doesn't like just to switch out. You could do that. Maybe you're going up against a Garganackle. Maybe the Garganackle's already got like +6 defense. It's going for Body Presses. You just go Dragon Tail and phase it out. You get a little bit of chip damage on it. You phase it out. You got something you don't like that just switched in to deal with Iron Thorns. Maybe you got really, really good on the prediction. You just switch it out. You could maybe do something like that. You could get away with maybe running, say, like Thunder Punch or Wild Charge for some electric type stab as well. But I was thinking Dragon Tail could be fun with this. That said, it's completely up to you on what you want to do. So, another Iron Thorns idea. And keep in mind, I really like the Rock Blast on this, but you could, with the exception of loaded dice, with non-loaded dice sets, you could switch Rock Blast out for Rock Slide or Stone Edge. You could do that too. So this one here is more of a support idea, because Iron Thorns does get both Thunder Wave and Taunt, so you can shut down opposing setup mons by preventing them from going for status moves with Taunt. You can spread some paralysis as a form of speed control with Thunder Wave. And then what I was thinking was you don't necessarily have to run 2 damaging moves, but I just have them in here right now as more or less just some options for your main stabs, but you could do something else. You could run Ice Punch, you could run Fire Punch, because this thing does get all 3 of the elemental punches. You could potentially use this as a terrestrialization candidate, but I was thinking maybe we just skip that on a support Iron Thorns. Maybe you want to run, like, say, Terra Rock and Protect, but maybe if you're running this as a support set, I would seriously consider using something else as your Terra candidate just to do some things. But I was thinking maybe this just could be annoying and just a thorn in your side for the opponent, or rather a thorn in your opponent's side. There we go, said that one right. So you could do maybe a combination. Maybe you want to run loaded dice, Rock Blast, but run, like, say, Taunt or Thunder Wave. It's out there. So let's take a look at some other notable moves that Iron Thorns does get. It gets low kick. That's great. It's another fighting option aside from body press. And basically, low kick gains more power the heavier the target is. So you could do that. You didn't really see as much low kick in Gen 8 because weight-based mechanic moves didn't work on Dynamax. But Dynamax is a thing of the past, so you could get away with running low kick again. A lot of steel types are heavy, so they do take a lot of damage. In restricted formats, a lot of restricted Pokemon, like say Dialga, are pretty heavy. Low kick is most likely going to gain a lot of damage. You get Eerie Impulse, which is nice. You can lower your opponent's special attack by 2. You could run that on, like, say, a support set as well. Maybe that's just your last little card in the back, like maybe a little surprise trump card there to get the opponent if you're battling on the ladder. You cut their special attack by 2. Could be fun. You get Rock Tomb as some rock type speed control. Basically, you get to lower your opponent's speed by 1 stage. This thing does get Bulldoze, so you could run Bulldoze as well. Basically, you hit everything on the field and give them a -1 speed. And then you have Volt Switch. Because of your speed stat being 71, it's possible that you can make this thing slower too with lower speed IVs and a speed hindering nature. So Volt Switch is not a bad option as well because you could be one of the last things to switch out, get a little bit of Volt Switch, and then you can bring in a sweeper fairly safely because you're probably going to be moving towards the end of the turn if you're running a slower version of Iron Thorns. Now, this is a special attack too, so unfortunately you're not going to be getting to take advantage of the fact that you have 134 attack because this is going to be working off of your 70 special attack. But Volt Switch is still notable here because, like I said, if you want to run a slower version of this, then you're getting out towards the end of the turn and you can bring something that would otherwise maybe not like taking a heavy hit upon switching. You could have that option right there too. And lastly, I have Slowking on here because I have it for Heal Pulse, because what I was thinking is maybe if you're running, like, say, the Iron Defense set or the Dragon Dance set, chances are you are still taking damage, so Heal Pulse is just a nice means of being able to get some HP back. You don't necessarily have to run Slowking, but I was thinking just Heal Pulse in general might be worth looking into for down the road with Iron Thorns, and to an extent other bulky Pokemon too. So I was thinking like Hatterene gets it, Gallade gets it, Lucario gets it, Slowking, Blissey, Gardevoir, Slowbro. You could do like any of these. Clawitzer and Gothitelle. I forgot, but female Indeedee does get it too. Wigglytuff. And then the rest are just pre-evolutions. So Heal Pulse might not be a bad thing to consider factoring on your team. But anyways, guys, I will leave the rest to you to figure out if you're going to use Iron Thorns. I think this thing does have the potential, so let me know down in the comments below if you've used it, if you've had any success. Maybe you had some mishaps you feel like sharing. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it. Anyways, I'm going to sign off on this mechanized T-Tar, and I will see you next time.